the founder and CEO of the Voice of Salone network. Me fumble them, we don't come back tonight. This now the social media review. And we gonna make somehow interesting, even though we it come to salon business. Well, specifically the politics part. My oh my. It not ever be a dull moment. But I know say plenty of una they wait for tonight, because on Thursday we program Salon issues. I be talk say the leftover topics them we go deal with them tonight, and plenty of una be the urge say, oh well, let we go now to the next topic them and things like that. Yes, we go do that tonight. And the first topic we are going to let we talk about me fumble them now about the HAJJ. So the first accused, we think happened. Evidence show or witness, I will say that witness show say that accused they go deposit 300 million leons, and the same way it deposits that money they. Now the interesting part that a private joint spouse account. Who does that? Money where you sort of the try for embezzle, and then you go put on a spousal account and stuff like that. But anyways, like I not talk too much. Save me breath there, but fully I shown the entire program for tonight in terms of the topics. So these are the topics them we are going to let we cover, and let we try for make time for them. So the first one as will be talk about as a start for talk. Now the HAJJ, and the first accused deposited 300 million leons into private joint spouse account. And the second topic, I know say plenty of when I don't watch this, when I don't kind of see the press release and things like that. But the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, them, the abbreviation is SLAJ, they reject the president in choice of chairman for the Independent Media Commission. So we basically now this commission now the so-called watchdog for the media. Now the commission they go in between the political aspect and the media people them, and as a matter of fact, by on paper they're supposed to be independent. But the SLAJ, the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, they say the boss way the president choose, the boss not will be independent because it gets strong political ties with the president in party when our SLPP. And we they say the this commission supposed to be independent. So I go kind of read the article with una, and I go slowly read them for let people to understand. And the final one, I put this last because we still look for details, but I will share the article with una. We will read them together, and let we talk about what it mean for we beautiful Mama Salone. So this now the finance minister is signed $40 million loan for 50 megawatt solar power plant. So how far that they go, we go try for read the article and we will get a little bit of understanding. And the article make mention of some other aspects them also we get for probably dissect. We try to understand within the meaning of that. So that's in a nutshell the program for tonight. So I go also encourage una for una share, because the more we share the better, because this is something we want for like everybody, every Sierra Leonean gets the opportunity for we able to talk about this, particularly where it comes to corruption, because some thinking the thing we observe, the politicians thinking feel say they know all the answer, but several times they don't do several mistakes them we go tell me you to say they don't get the answer for all the problems them na Salone. And this anti-corruption, this corruption fight, now one particular aspect that we plenty people go agree with me, say not very, very challenging fight. So as a result of that, we they urge the government for like listen to the people them and let them do the right thing. That situation where they hear about witch hunt and stuff like that. If they doing well, I repeat this, if they doing well, it will create a whole lot of a situation whereby it will spread the matter for let Salone move to a better state, for let Salone better, for let Salone go before. But if they're not doing right, then put politics into it, it just carry go bien. What to make us say it go carry go bien. Now, because of if then put politics into this whole fight for fight corruption and things like that, where all waiting they don't do, if them lean on towards politics, the people that we get for calm after President Bill in government, whether it can possible self say now another SLPP leader, let's say President Bill go for 2 terms after in 10 years done, if let's say self now the SLPP leader, it possible say something or agree with some of the things that will be happen and tendency they for let they undo within President Bill don't do. So now that make always the emphasize, say let we try for clean the system itself. Let we not try for push them to individuals them and things like that. Because a very clear, say long time, this not just the past 10 years, since probably Albert Magai time, because Samuel Magai na person we boku people history self we not be born it during the 10 and day history self make it clear say now one of the people in that way Africa go proud of Samuel Magai. But Albert Magai now, the tell way he come, we history tell we say instead some uki business be there, because as a matter of fact, the person will be supposed for take over from Samuel Magai after in death for be carry for smart. But then Yuki play that it go end up for go to Sir Albert Magai. So take him now, Shekin time, Momo in time, NPRC, and even according to the corruption index, even go up during President Kaba in time. So and it go up during President Kuruma in time. So that's for Terry say this enough for be that fight against corruption enough for be a political one, because it not just tap by one political party. So we need, in my opinion, we need for clean the system, because when we clean the system, it don't set the pace. When we don't put all the institutions them in place, we don't strengthen their institutions then in terms of the process and procedures, we make it go through a proper process. Anything where people and they do, because most times about, if I'm not mistaken, about 70 to 80% of the corrupt practices now due to procurement. Waiting at the procurement, like then contracts them, and then canteen and they now the corruption, did tiggy one. So if we not make the system for like where you they go for contract, whether you they award contract or you they bid for contract, if we not put proper system in place, where regardless of whose political party they support, regardless of who that born you, regardless of the surname where you get, you go through the same channel where that person will not sabi nobody, but it get all the qualifications. If na company and company get all the qualifications them for let it win a specific contract. So that's not something we know say in life, nothing or they we fear. Definitely. But let we minimize that unfairness, that biasness, and a day not the start of corruption. And one way where we get to do that, I always they talk about them two major elements here. The first element, now transparency. Let's say if they award contracts, and then contracts here where they give, they make them transparent, make them clear. Waiting at the requirement where you supposed forget for win the contract. And after we don't shortlist, we post the people them or the company them where they don't shortlist, where they don't fulfill all the initial requirements, then post them. And then go to the second round, and they make them clear, say because of such, they not get for make them detailed because of confidentiality, but let them make them in a way that the public go know, say this person a win the contract because now the best person we go to provide the service. It go able to provide the service at a high quality and the cost as well, because there are two factors them. The quality of the job and also how much it will cost the government. So then two things and they will put them together, you go able for make a very meaningful impact where it come to corruption. So me fumble them, let I not spend too much time for giving at the preamble, but I just want to remind people them say, as of right now, they're not accused. I mean, they accuse them for now, an allegation. Okay, they not prove them guilty yet, so let's be careful. Let we not they point fingers, but at the same time, let we they follow the story and let we self they give we own little input in terms of waiting we feel say the current government for do we then go able for minimize corruption and also for punish the people them where they supposed for be guilty. If them prove them guilty, say they corrupt, they eat money, then do things they were not supposed to do, award contracts them to people that were not deserving of them contracts, then they for gain advantage of whatever sort, let them people and they face the full penalty of the law. So I want to say plenty thank you to una all we don't join with tonight, and I will shortly post the numbers them because as I set the stage, I want to follow begin call and let we talk about the topics here. And another thing where I want to remind me family them say, dear, this I can always say in this program, let we think beyond party business. You know, I know say it very easy for let people them what will they go through then topic here, let people them be tempted and say blanketly APC people and corrupt, you know. So they are a big. Let we really analyze this, because remember, now solution we they try for Fenaya. Like people are able get the solution, and the people them in power, like they're able know who's right place for go in terms of waiting people then they say. I know say yes, some people them arguably go say not to two, but I want to say a VOS network will get different kind of people them where they join we. And as a result of that, me go say if you want look for people them diverse opinion, maybe VOS can be one of the platform where you go listen to and then say, okay, well, it look like say generally well, people in the diaspora, and by God's will, where we go to register and finish all the appropriate process na Salone, we go able for say the Salone people and self go up multiple some of them topics here we get. So I want to say plenty thank you to we brother Wabito. Thank you so much for we join we. Victor, Lucian, Thomas, thank you. And we own, I go say we own, you know, the regulars them. Dominique, Jabi, thank you so much for we join we. And another regular again, Musa Kagbo, thank you. Tima Piman Sayed, thank you so much. And we own GM Sef they watch we. And thank you GM for where you join we. And dear me fambulem, I go encourage you to follow and share, because this now ABAB topic, this way it can pack corruption, my goodness, and no say we all to some extent for vex, you know, why people for do some ruthless things them when me you two not able to understand exactly. So let me dive into the first topic. So the first topic about the HAJJ. And this let show una the article, and then I go slowly the article so we go able for understand usai this story come out and what it mean for Salone, you know, because this na Salone business. All right, and the article this like shown on the screen, so una say go see what they look at. So me fambulem now the article this. The article say the HAJJ witness says first accused, and the name of the person where they are weighing at the first accused, Sheikha Sahid Kamara, deposited 300 million leons into a joint spouse account. So now yeah, I take this article, and it kind of all for a few days, because about 4 days ago, like I be telling her the day where them pull will not be able to go through the entire program for talk about it. So I go slowly read that for now, and then I go come back with time for open the phone line, let una talk about what it mean for the county. And it say senior investigating officer at the Anti-Corruption Commission ACC, Joseph B. Noah, has stated in court that the first accused deposited 300 million leons of the HAJJ money into a joint bank account. Noah was being cross-examined in the ongoing 2017 HAJJ corruption trial involving officials of the former All People's Congress administration, that's President Koroma administration. The ACC had indicted Sheikha Sahid Kamara, former special assistant to former President Koroma. I want to go through this again. The ACC had indicted Sheikha Sahid Kamara, former special assistant to former President Koroma, former Vice President Victor Bokarifo, Minkailu Mansare, Deputy Chairman and leader of the APC, and former Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources. So this person, now former special assistant to all them people here. And it continue for say, include Mohamed Aliba, Ibrahim Fakir Conte, and Abdul Bakar Keru, former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, on 8 counts of corruption. So let I take a deep breath. And I want to read the whole thing right now. Let's just explain to una what in this paragraph say, because for people them way not too familiar with the English them, the boss, the senior officer where they investigate this particular person, it talks say during cross-examination, like way did they ask them question, and he talk about say they accuse, well basically where they formally accuse that indicted. It can be formally accuse or charge you with this, so depending, but the definition of it is where officially they don't say you for face this particular trial. So now the indictment. So they don't say this person, they accuse them officially of corruption. and this person we name Sheka Sahid Kamara. And the thing we're troubling about this whole thing is this man, now special at the time during the President Nkrumah in administration, now a special assistant, whatever that they mean, but special assistant, not just to the president, but to the vice president, to Minkailu Mansarewena, the deputy chairman and leader of the APC at the time, to special assistant to also the former Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, and Ali Abba, and plenty of them people here, and even the former permanent secretary, now the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs. So the accusation now about 8 counts of corruption. So now the first part this way I want to let people to understand how this person be so influential, be so get access to plenty part of President Nkrumah in administration. So after we are finished, the question we probably will get for ask ourselves, another article will show where the former Vice President Victor Bokari Fo, he be say, like then call President Nkrumah as somebody way for come give evidence. Somebody way get for can give testimony. So now, if this person where now the first accused, where during the time where they cross-examine him, we realize say he get connection to the former president and all them bunch of people here. So it will make sense for like they ask the president for like himself can talk about waiting is sabi, but this HAJJ, because the vice president don't say. The president, according to his own testimony or his own say, waiting is say in a court. Is say I think sorry, I'll take that back. In lawyer, say President Nkrumah give instructions to former Vice President Victor Fo. So this thing they become a little bit more interesting. And again, for the APC folks, them we go feel say one for smear the name of President Nkrumah. I want to make them very clear, and they always make this program say, on no account we go allow the people that will get for call, and even me we sit down here for disrespect any of we government officials them, we leaders them, because them deserve respect. For rule the country, definitely not to pick and play, but we for equally hold them to account. So for hold somebody to account, not necessarily mean say you disrespect them. I make we kind of they choose, we watch them very carefully. We need to talk about them personal life. We're not gonna make any personal attack, but waiting fear we go say them. Like this now one big example. And the other thing where I want for clarifying here, because some people then they feel say president not for be investigated. Then they can only happen if you dey in power. If you dey in power according to the constitution, where you dey serve the duty of that office day. The constitution protects the president, say enough for come under any investigation where it is served as president, particularly in the capacity of the office as a president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So I just want to make that very clear. So now former, in all day now the office, in all day they continue for perform the presidential role. So as a result of that, now fear game for let the investigator. So I just want for let people not begin they think say, oh now which aunt now this now that, no. And una no say me na one kind person way I know like where they put politics into this whole thing. And if I see any evidence of that, in my opinion, I go make and clear to una say no. In my opinion, na the wrong approach. So let me go back to this topic, and I go back and continue for it. I just want to make that aspect they clear to now, my brothers and sisters, like we able fully understand how connected this sheker be to the former president, when President Kuma, and vice and bunch of then people here. So I will continue for read that the other paragraph, and I will explain so people are able to understand a little bit better instead of just they read and not able to explain per Creole. So let me continue for read. So responding to cross-examination from counsel representing the first accused, that's Aruna Bundu Conte, the ACC senior investigator told the court that the Ministry of Social Welfare was the custodian of both the Leons and United States dollars account of the 2017 HAJJ. So Dande is very clear, say, and we all know, say, that's Ministry of Social Welfare, because that HAJJ, the Mecca pilgrimage, then they under social welfare. So that ministry day, and because of that, that ministry day now in they oversee the money we the account per se we connected with the Hajj, the people that we go Mecca. So the witness said that during investigation, the first accused disclosed to him that sixth accused Abu Bakr Kiru and an accountant at the Social Welfare Ministry were signatories to the account. So within this say according to the investigation, so the investigation shows say this first person when a sheker we na in the first accused, and the sixth person or the sixth accused when Abu Bakr Kiru, then two people in there, then na be signatories, then na part of the account where they can sign for pool money. So now that it means say na then na be signatories. So it go further, because this now more on the Ministry of Social Welfare, because now then they control that account day. So like una be patient, we go come there, but I want for una able to understand the story very well, and then we go open the line for phone calls, because we need for nyaka the story. We need we know mislead people them, so let we able to understand the story, and when we talk now, we can able talk based on the facts that we don't know within now the story. So I will continue further for read. It said the Ministry of Social Welfare was only handling the account while budgeting was done by the HAJJ committee, of which the first accused was secretary, adding that the latter would always write to the ministry for disbursement and that all his requests were granted. So basically, as I say, the ministry responsible for the account, but in terms of for pool money and everything, this first accused, it gets full access for pool money because in a signature to the account. So with other people them. So it continue for say, it said the breakdown of pre and post Hajj activity expenditure was 475,205,000. So 475,205,000 leons. Adding that, some of that money was disbursed into the private joint account of the first accused and his wife. So we all basically don't see this part. I go read them again. It said the breakdown of pre and post Hajj activity expenditure was 475,205,000 leons. adding that some of that money was disbursed into the private joint account of the first accused and his wife. So wetin this mean, me fumble them? It means say the money before and after where the HAJJ business be don't happen. So the entire process, the money where they be spent, now be 475,205,000 leons. So but what think can happen now? 300 million of that money there. This man, when at the first accused, he puts that money there now a private joint account where now the topic of tonight's program. A private joint account where now he and his wife get that account there. So how, no matter what kind of explanation you give here, how you go pull money now the government account, the ministry account, then you go put them now account where now you and your wife get that account there. For waiting. You go put 300 million leons. Pull them from government account. Go put them on your own account with your wife. Able. So my brothers and sisters, now we continue. This is just to get interesting, sorry. Let we continue with the reading before I begin go with the analysis. So, and the second part, it said the first accused had told ACC investigators that third accused Minkailu Mansare and others had instructed him to pay the money into his private account for easy access should the committee need money while in Saudi Arabia. I pause now. Let's read them back. He said the first accused had told ACC investigators that third accused Minkailu Mansare and others had instructed him to pay the money into his private account for easy access should the committee need money while in Saudi Arabia. This they get more interesting. Una see with the pattern here. So within this paragraph say, it say according to the first accused, it tell the ACC senior officer we now part of the people where they investigate this case. It tell him say Minkailu Mansare na in tell in the shaker say let it take the money put them na in own account, in own private account where na in wife get an account there. Let them put that money there, take the money from the ministry account, the Ministry of Social Welfare account, pull them from there where they well secured. Pull them there, go put on a your private account. And waiting at the reason according to this testimony, waiting at the reason where Minkailu Mansare say for like this first accused Sheikha say the reason is for like where then are where the committee then are Saudi Arabia then go get easy access. But me fumble them. If this thing not true something, if this thing not get yuki, why for then a private account? Even with the government account, if you're still able to get access, easy access, if not a yuki. So again, I'll not get too excited, but I just want for breaking down to now let we able to understand exactly waiting na the rationale, waiting na the reason where they give why them pull this money na the government account and go put on them private account. So let we read further, me fumble them. And again, I hope say why they do small so una they understand and follow the story. Because I don't want for read them all, we miss good parts them or side them where go make we fully understand. So I will continue. It said that on 18th August 2017, the sum of 300 million leons was disbursed into the joint private account, and that during investigations, the ACC retrieved the said money and transferred it into the account of the Ministry of Social Welfare. According to the investigator, the second and third accused persons, Victor Fo and Minkailu Mansoure, denied they had advised the first accused to keep the said 300 million in a private account. So, we pause here. Now, a very clear, again, I want to remind me fambulem where they watch we. Say this na accusation. Let we not begin through point finger and stuff. Let we wait first, because this na accusation. But a very clear say in a situation like this, it go act for let somebody answer. Say yes, I do am. Yes, na me tell am. Say let it pull the money from the ministry and go put on a private account. Then because it's very fishy. So I don't feel say anybody go answer to that. So it not surprise me for the investigators, the ACC investigator, say then go deny both Victor Fo and Minkailu Mansoure. So then go deny. But the other interesting thing though, the first accused is say the money the ACC people them, they don't take them from the bank, they don't put them back at the ministry in coffer. So then maybe we'll go read further, we go able for get understanding as to whether or not that's not true. So let we continue for read. I hope say on they follow the story. So let we continue for read. The investigator come witness further told the court that the fourth accused had also told him that while on flight to Saudi Arabia, the first accused informed him that he had received the sum of $314,000, that's US dollars, adding that he was advised to keep some in Freetown as the amount was huge. So Udana the fourth accused Nayar. Now, Victor Fo, I believe, if we go up back, because I want to make sure, say, okay, Victor Fo, now in the fourth accused, according to this report, because the third accused, now Minkailu, so the fourth accused, Victor Fo, okay, so meaning that, the fourth accused, now Mohamed Aliba, sorry about that, not to Victor Fo. So now we sort of don't reach Naya and they don't talk about the money, and then the fourth accused now where now Abdullah Ba. So further they say, it further narrated that fourth accused Mohamed Aliba had told him that he witnessed when the first accused handed over the sum of 220,000 US dollars to the Sierra Leonean ambassador to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So basically what this they say is Mohamed Ali Ba is say he witnessed where Sheikha and over part of that 314,000 US dollars to the ambassador at the time, where now the ambassador to Saudi Arabia. So meaning he hand over 220,000, then the balance he keep on a free tongue. So according to the ACC, all accused persons on a diverse date between 1st January and 30th September 2017 allegedly conspired to commit corruption offenses by misappropriating 80,000 US dollars donated to the government of Sierra Leone for Muslims to perform pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia. So this we all know, say in total, the money, not 80,000, the money, actually the money where the embezzle where Saudi Arabia give na 80,000. So and we go kind of go through, because this is different from the money where Salone self provide. This not just addition to that money where Salone provide. The money them own I bought so far, that 314,000 US dollars, and then that 475 million and 205,000 leons. That money there in a leons now from the coffer of the ministry. So we will continue for read and see how Victor Fo come into the mix. Because this now small, let we try to understand exactly what they go on. So it continue for say, the ACC also alleges that Sheikha Sahid Kamara, Victor Bokari Fo, Minkailu Mansare, Mohamed Aliuba, and Abubakar Keru, on dates unknown, between 1st of January and 30th September 2017, conspired to engage in a project without prior planning and conspired to undertake preparation for the 2017 HAJJ pilgrimage. So we also say this whole HAJJ money is between them folks here. So the commission further claims that the accused persons conspired to knowingly mislead the ACC by making statements to the investigators that the sum of 60,000 was handed over to the second accused, Victor Fo, by first accused, Sheikha Sahid Kamara, when the actual amount was $80,000. So this is very easy for understand. Within the scenario is according to the investigators, them they say the money where then give Victor Fo na 80,000, but for some reason they try for make the ACC feel say na 60,000. So again, the ACC says that Sheikha Sahid Kamara, on dates between 1st July and 60th September 2017, misappropriated the sum of 300 million leons donated to the government of Sierra Leone for Muslims intending to perform Hajj in Saudi Arabia. In addition, the anti-graft agency alleges that Abubakar Keru, on diverse dates between 1st and 30th August 2017, failed to comply with the appropriate procedure by approving the withdrawal of 314,000 US dollars by Sheikha Sahid Kamara from the HAJJ account, and then give the account number at EcoBank. So this now something where let I break them down for Una, or let just kind of wrap up for Una in terms of summarizing it. The first thing is, the first lie, I put them broadly so, with all due respect, is Victor Fo received 80,000. But then try for make the ACC think say, now 60,000. That's not the first thing. And the second thing here is, Sheikha Sahid Kamara, when are the first accused, it take money where the government donate to them people here through the ministry for like Muslims then go perform Hajj. And the total money now 300 million. So 300 million, Sheikha take where the government supposed for put where the government donate for like people them, for help people them, so then go do this Hajj, this pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. It take okay, and then in addition to that, they allow them for withdraw that 314,000 US dollars from that account there. The account where be there na social welfare. and then put a special account and say this na the HAJJ account, then put the account number, that money they be in a EcoBank. So two money them na in sheker involving. The first one na 300 million leons, where according to the report, it put on a private account, where na in WEF joint private account, the 300 million. And then it also withdraw because of the people that will be supposed for make they approve them, and they not even follow the proper procedure and stuff. And that make I can always emphasize Nayami brothers and sisters, if actual process be in place, other people if don't pick them up, or not for wait stay after way President Kuruma administration come out before we go able to see this. So but anyways, that's not the story. So now let we open the phone lines for let people and call, let them tell we waiting they make of this, because I want for reserve my overall comment till probably the end. I don't want for influence anybody in decision in thinking. So I go sort of open the line, and the phone lines they're open now. Me fumble them. This na ABAB something. So the first thing is President Kuruma. This na a special assistant to him. So President Kuruma not be know all this way they go on. So if the answer is yes, and not be no waiting they go on, it mean one thing. It means say it not be effective, because that's not gross incompetence. For like in vice president, like how now Bokari for they say President Kuruma na appoint him for like a lead. So as vice president and president, you the vice always get for calm they call them debrief. You get for Kangi report to your boss. And we all know say how they work. You get for they do that. Because like me, I get certain projects them where they do na me office. But after where I don't finish the project and stuff, my boss can always cross-check them. He can always cross-check. He believe me, that don't mean say not believe me, but me a human being, I can mistake. You know, so not to any bad feeling for let you boss cross-check. And that is supposed for be. It's supposed for always review things them. It not necessarily means that you not get independence, but not a set of second eyes. So if the boss not able to do himself, but somebody else supposed for they do some of the reviews then if the boss too busy. And one thing where if the process be proper, where somebody go say, oh well, I'm so sorry me fumble them, and I believe say the numbers them yesterday program and I'll be switch the numbers them. Let's see if that's not still the case. I just try for verify. Yes, I do apologize, because I know say when the call go straight to GM, because GM be the broadcast from we studio in the US. So I don't switch the numbers then back to the Canada studio where na day me day. So and I do apologize for that. I just kind of realized the case. So the phone lines, they're open now, my brothers and sisters. So I can call and let we talk about this issue. Let we talk about the fact, say, we need for really try for make this case, not to just for jail the people we get for be guilty. I mean, where they get for found guilty, but let we put system them in place where something like this not get for the happen again. Because if the vice president involved, so clearly the president supposed for the review the proceeds of the process. So the process supposed for there in place where if the vice president, for some reason, certain things then they, because like the money were involved, now $314,000. So waiting the vice president say, or waiting the ACC, they accuse the vice president of the amount. Now only 80,000. So what about the rest? But 314,000. How then spend them? So all the thing and they will need for get account of them. So I feel say that for be some of the questions them where the president forbid on they ask. Say, okay, well, you don't account for 80,000. What about the rest? And the total money for be 314,000. So the 80,000, now the money where Saudi Arabia give. But what about the government money? Then what about that money will come out from the account of the ministry account? So that 300 million day, if we look at, we get the first call, let me take this call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting at your name and who side they call from, please?
My name is Sanjay. I call from the US, Virginia.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay. Go ahead with your comments, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think the guy still a talk.
No, go ahead. You're on now.
Okay. Yes, yes, bro. I call from Virginia.
Yes, you did on. Please go ahead, please.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for taking the call. And this is my first time for take part. The program is okay. Yeah, the program is important. No, this is very gross. I'm the listener to explain. Hello?
Yeah, caller, italics, so you get distracted. You day on and just go ahead, please. Well, it look like say we call her distracted.
I think I get a problem.
Yes, well then I go suggest for like call back because we hear you loud and clear, but you look distracted. All right, they are call we back, and so fumble them. The lines they're open, and again we encourage people them for call. And while we wait for the next call, like I go through the comment section. And I want to say plenty thank you to the people that we just don't join we. Gifty, thank you so much for we join we. Do Elvis, thank you for we join we. And the numbers then there. And Ali Bangura, thank you where you join we. Martha Bangura, thank you for where you join we. You see they watch from London. And Ashim Williams, we own Ashim Williams, thank you. And he say you agree with me. And Michael McKay say great disclaimer. Thank you so much, Michael. And then for we join we, Mba Francis, thank you. Say imagine how HAJJ money was siphoned for the past 10 years. It was only the last one that was discovered. Great point. This not just 1 year. We don't know if it only happened in the past 10 years. Great point. And that for be something we then for investigate, for see if this not the only time it happened. And Michael say for real, and Michael they continue to for say, I believe this scale of alleged theft could only be done with the involvement of more than one party. Hopefully, all comes to light and justice ASAP. Absolutely. Party as in people or group of people, not politics. Michael, they continue for say, it was an attempt to launder the money. And Moses, thank you so much for joining me. He said, wow, this is he fool me more. May God help Mama Salone. And I said to Tarali, join we. Thank you so much, Madam Tarali, for we join we. And Michael Coker say this is not surprising. Look at the Ebola funds scandal, the road transport, just to name a few. Bosses scandal. Well, we hope for like they investigate all the scandals here. And by the way, for in the interest of people who are just curious, this scandal, it started from the previous ACC boss in regime. So not to this new ACC, and that make I really glad of the fact that now the previous ACC folks now start the investigation. So I don't see any reason where people can go twist her now, and that's make they pray and they wish and they appeal to the authorities them do let them make any political twist now, but like how we don't they see, so let them give access to the press and let the press able for report every step of the way, so that way the people then go able for convincingly believe say no political game need to play now, because we need for put a stop to this. Let we not put politics, let we go according to the law. Waiting the law say, and let it bet the people them way that this go in the end then go come out for be guilty. And again, Michael, anyway, Michael Coker, thank you so much. So Michael McKay, they say mudslide, and flood funds and all that. And then Emmanuel, thank you so much. Emmanuel Sako, say unbelievable. And the lines them again open, and Michael McKee, they continue for say processes and procedures should be standard in every registered organization, let alone government. 100% accept. Agree with you, Michael. And at that, we always they preach now. Let we not just say, oh, after every 10 years, we for go after people them. Then it not go be bet, it not go help anybody. We got another caller on the line, VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who side you call from, please?
Concern Salone from Australia.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Concern. Go ahead with your comments, please. Thank you.
And from all what you don't report and waiting from that journal where you just don't read, not that the institutions, they need to do the work. So that they tell you say no more, people they interfere, we get absolute power, or they absolutely get a lot of power for influencing decisions and what they take. For the fact that this investigation did not begin from 2017 before this government came, tell you say, people within other institutions, and they not also don't know what they do, or not get the capability for do what they for do. But that they tell you say there's an external force, we're very powerful, where they suppress the job. So now that just indicates. Now we come to again, how they talk about moral values and about society. Now that's the tool for focus on Naya. If we as Sierra Leonean, with the claim say we the pray past everybody inside West Africa, then short thing happen. That they tell you say no more. Most of us they pretend they say we're religious. But in a clear sense, we're not religious. Trust me. These are some of the examples where they come out for tell we say now pretend they pretend that nation say we religious. But these are a clear indication say we they pretend. And a sudden for let people after that HAJJ, people who be left out, maybe they sleep now in you building, for go tell them say God no mark for them. As if now God come out, go pull the names of the people and put other people in name and sell the space and so as alleged. So that is very worrisome for a human being also accused complex and God is responsible for go pull people in their name. Now see where intentionally come from with the human being. The people who are involved are themselves pull people in their name, not to God. So you can see how much a man again the sin against God, where God not get nothing to do with your wicked things and what we can do. Now we are intentions, now we are things that we do internally. Now, two they don't ever preview and before ever we take them decisions and they. Now, let's bring the argument now. And me, the advises government, if they want for fight corruption, you get key three things that were very, very important in any country for fight corruption. First and foremost, we need for end impunity. People are where they find guilty of any crime of corruption, let them serve the jail, let them face the full penalty of the law in a very fair way. The second one now for reform public administration and enforce financial management. That's now one of the keys that I want the way for end corruption. And the other one they give it very important. We government for actually promote transparency and access to information, so that journalists then will get access to the information here and educate with the public as to what really happened at the back door. The other one very important again for empower citizens. How that go happen? We get for strengthen the citizens them for get the demand for make them able to say corruption. Actually, they even derail their own development. Now that's a lot of we the citizens that they understand. Some of we they support people that will corrupt and protect them. But most of them people that they do this and they do not even check the danger, they don't even know the danger of how corruption they even impacts their own life and the generation yet unborn. So what the government for do? Get corruption as a subject or a topic inside the civic education system for educate the citizens as to the dangers of corruption. How that they derail a society and create problems in a society. The one and foremost last one, for close international loopholes, the financial institutions actually government need for the only accountable and monitor the movements how that financial institution they transact money of government officials, of public officers, or even civilians. Sometimes a public official go don't see social money is sent out to a civic person where not even they work. So if we get financial institutions where they coordinate with the police, with anti-corruption, with the government, if Mr. X go take money, 50 million, go put on a private person in account, when also public office, when I just a citizen, not a businessman, you know what for all that kind of money then they 10 parts of the country, 10 parts of the world will be they can investigate you. The bank is send signal to the police, so we don't go to social person account. We want for know how comes it can be. So now then here we need for the government need for look at very closely and work with them financial institutions. They are both like them money financial agencies that we can send and receive money out of the country, like Western Union and other agencies. They also need for work with ACC. That's one of the best way for actually curb corruption. But this the way happen. I be expect that past government to be don't come out for now they for be don't actually pull them. Because there are a lot of audios then where people be call back and forth Saudi Arabia, hey, they don't catch me, hey, this could be trouble. That government for be don't actually hold them people there and put them and prosecute them people there. But now not for them into all this again what would they pass today. So that they say no more, not to say that the corruption not be doing in work, but people them be hold them hand behind. So that just surfaced. That's my main contribution.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Concern. Great point. Thank you. And we'll pick up on them. Thank you very much. And one for say plenty thank you to we brother Concern from Australia. It make great points them. It talk about say the people and way then go prove guilty, let them face the full penalty, but then for do them in a free and fair manner, because standing at the key, you know, where we talk about this whole thing, just mean say, oh, because of a previous government and a different party, so then try for kind of go after them for destabilize that party. They know let the people them will be affected, and that's make the appeal to people them, let them not use blanket statements, and the same way as I know go they use blanket statements and say all SLPP, and the same way again we know for say all APC people them, because we want for try for make like the people them we really accounted for we involved in this, let them face the full force of the law. And Concern make another point where he say it appeal to this current government, because this not just a continuation of what we don't see in the past. That transparency is very important. When you be transparent, like you say, if you spend this, you make the people know say now this don't spend, now this they don't bring calm, now this they don't help with the government with, now this like all way to they see so all the amount of money we involve in this committee, where the committee be they play around with, therefore we don't make them public. And if they be make them public, so what thing gets for happen is then people and they then go afraid for able to take the money out of the coffer, because where the money come out of the coffer and after the event then break them back public, they make them transparent, I must then spend. So you see where investigation for we don't start before even it come to election, because remember the investigation, according to the report, between January and August of last year, of September of last year. So the election happened inside 2018, inside March. So that's the tell we say that we still get plenty of time. If they be really want for nail them people here. But concern make them very clear, and I will support that 100%. You know, where it talk about the financial institutions, them say if the financial institutions themselves help government for fet their issues here, definitely now something we all for able see minimize corruption minimized. But the problem here is, unlike them place here, the advanced country president or top officials them, they not get much influence for put CEO of this company, CEO of that company there and stuff. And we see that in Africa, not just Salone, because I don't want for kind of be biased now, but we see them plenty in Africa. If the president or senior government official, if they not directly send message behind the scene, then go make a phone call where you go say, oh well, put that person there or something. Then go use that political influence for put them people here now there's sensitive positions then they. And what think it happen where you don't put your person now then sensitive position they, the person self wants job. If they enjoy the sweetness of that office day, if even you go put like this person here, we go put 300 million leons, then the way you check them at now, let's say now it's 8,500 per $1. If you do the math, it's over 35,000 US dollars. Whose bank there na abroad, na advanced country, na the diaspora, where you go deposit $35,000, where they not get for ask you, who's you pull up, whose business you they do and stuff like that. But for like this person successfully, private account, go deposit that huge amount of money, and definitely we say get away with it. So these are some of the problem where make, you know, where the president they say for fight corruption. Yes, it's sweet now we yes them. But if the system not there in place for like we fight the corruption, it would just be meaningless. Because now the people that will they run after, now past people them. They're not in a government anymore. So yes, so they try for let government quiz them and bring some of the money and stuff. But it not necessarily mean say the people that we don't commodity where the government go after them people and then the system don't clean up. No. So because now past people them. So what about the present people them? So whose system we put in place? Anybody they tell we? Nobody in the government that they tell we say, oh well, for do this procurement, you get for do this, get. They not they tell we all that. So rather than just they sing in our ways, we go fight corruption, but tell we how. And make that information the public. And the media go help and say, okay, well, based on so, yes, then they go minimize and stuff like that, corruption. So this not a thing, but clearly, this for the fact saying that the previous ACC person, boss, now in start time the ACC the previous commissioners them that in start time. Now this current commissioner, they don't continue with them. To me, I go say thumbs up, kudos, and this kind of detail. Where this report show, it also they tell we say, Baku people go possibly be involved. Because them big names then you still get underhand people them. And I see their name a lot of permanent secretaries them and stuff like that. But guess what? They know about them money. And where they know about them money then you get for find a way for set them out. So that set mode. All they lead to that corruption, all down in that corruption. Because if they're quiet, then we don't get for blow the whistle. We don't get for get a whistleblower. So now that's not the essence. But let's continue with our comments them. And this now something we're very, very interesting. Our program and our development we're very interesting. And Michael talk about the process, and Junior J, thank you so much. You say, I'm not surprised. This is a well constructive and organized racking of public funds into personal use. It is a very troubling. Indeed, I agree with you, my brother. And then Michael, they continue for say, a well-known scheme, large parties do it to ask donors and vendors to write receipts to a smaller amount than actually received in order to steal the excess. Well, Dandy, we all know seeking they happen. You know, you get huge sum of money and say, well, when I give me receipt, and some people can give small receipt for tax purposes and stuff like that. All landing a part of the corruption. So the fight against corruption are a huge fight, and if we make them well, it will help. But if we're not doing well, now that's make with the appeal not for Russia. You know, take time for, to me, in my opinion, President Bill with the administration, therefore don't block the old stem force. Block the old stem and not make them about individual, just like this HAJJ. Then go after the entire scheme, the entire activity. And then whether they trail them money, then they how them pass. You see, Usa is a nail person. But if you go and say, oh, well, they investigate this person, then it's easy for let somebody accuse you of witch hunt. But if you say this certain amount of money lost na this ministry, let we find out how that money they disappear na this ministry. If you make them clearly like that to the public, guess what? As they trace how the money left, now so you they go and nail people them. But you know, now that's make a be mean a one person this will be criticize the report, the transition report, big time, because the report all me see now the report APC government, the begin call people them that they wrong. Because if you make them about APC, you don't make them about the system, it's easy for let them brand as witch hunt. But if you make them say, you know what, this ministry, that ministry, that ministry, like the sensitive ministries, them as an example. You say we they go after the ministries, then we look at the things them, the transactions them, where they don't do in the past so many years where you want to go. So that way if you na SLPPO, NGCO, C4CO, APCO, as long as you get involved, the logo bet you. So we get a call. Let me take this call. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's in your name and who say the call phone, please?
Yeah, hello there. My name is Junior J.
Yes, Junior J.
Hello?
Thank you so much. Go ahead with your comment, sir. Thank you. We get another call. You can make it snappy, please. Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead with your comment, Mr. J.
All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. We don't give at least we have to be able to contribute to the country. This is totally troubling for me. I just scared week. I always try to watch VOS. No work today. I find that very, very troubling for me because these people they organize this thing. This is not very, very organized something. What they do? This is not just today something. They don't do it over and over and again. My own concern is that however process we put in the country, whatever means we put, if we not get total separation of power, it not go ever work. Because without this, the judge, the judiciary actually needs to set up the example. Even if you catch them people there, you go then a court. If power from above come aboard, it's just gonna go both case. Nothing will happen. So until we start forget a total separation of power. These days I listen to the ACC new boss where they talk exactly. They are all organized, like where they talk about diplomatic passports. They count out from one station to another section. They all know themselves. Now completely everything now organize something until we start to set example from the top, bottom, medium, every angle the country never go before. I just find it very, very pathetic for the country. And actually, this topic we don't bring, this is not a test for the current government in the right direction. If they really, really mean for talk about corruption or fight the corruption, I think they don't get a stepping stone, because these are nobody, any Sierra Leonean where they think beyond or outside the box. They don't say this was not the SRTP counter, not the former KCC boss and real starter. I believe they interfere in hand beyond the water and far from above and making the possibilities. But if not than if we don't do something towards this. So until we get this power from above, we for stop with for make the judiciary do their job. The NSSF then really need to get a committee where they investigate them. At least maybe like where you talk to somebody where they take the secret out, where the ACC could plan and set, because it don't happen at Ghana. So that makes Ghana develop, because they get somebody, journalists, where they undercover journalists, where they pull and secret there and do. I think so we need to put a lot of technology in the country back. So when you take money, you're going to say this won't happen. Well, actually, thanks for the opportunity. I just find myself I'm able to sleep. This is so troubling, because I think so even the former president not be able to take himself out of this. Because when I go work, I count money every day, maybe 50,000, 60,000 pounds. I not even sign a loan. For opening the safe, not too possible to open. I get access, get 3 people where they open. After I do any transaction, I get for reports to the manager. The manager get for evaluate me and realize it was had a lapse in it. Before my GM, the firearm, for only 300 pounds. The money not lost, but because it not disclosed to the company, they get fired. So that's not my own contribution. It's really we need to start for set example. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity given to me.
Great contribution. You're welcome, my brother. Thank you so much for calling. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I want to tell my brother plenty thank you, and we brother Mr. J. He also make a great point where he talk about again self as an example, and talk about him boss, him former boss, where he see them fire for small money, and maybe it just no report time, not to say something be intent for TFAM. So now that kind of thing they will try for talk about now, yeah. And it make another point, say for the fact saying that the previous ACC regime now they be start time, so this show say and be tied now making up pursue him. And now that's make we need for clean the system by pulling politics into plenty of them things here. So we get another call on the line. Let me take this call. Caller, waiting your name and who side the call from, please?
Yes, caller, my name na Mr. Moderator, my name na Concerned Citizen number 4.
Thank you so much, number 4, Concerned Citizen number 4. Go ahead with your comments, please. Thank you.
Yes, I want for tell una thank you for such another big program again. Una don't host, where we discuss. And I listened carefully to the analysis where you do from the article, and it was so well done. It make me understand really much. But I was beginning to ask myself so many questions, and one of the questions I asked myself, previous contributor asked, he said, how long then we don't do this for the last 10 years? How long? How long? Because Sierra Leone not a small country again. And I believe certain ministries, agencies, departments in that country, things like HAJJ business, where say every year you get Sierra Leoneans where they participate. And maybe sometimes Saudi one tank, remember we give you some scholarships for help with people them, for that they also able to meet to them spiritual, religious commitment. Waiting with government for don't do, waiting the Ministry of Social Welfare for don't do, or the ones that they handle. They for don't work very hard for set up a very robust system where they deal with such issues. Not to think where they change, because I notice normally I think that the Ministry of Social Welfare are irresponsible. But this 2017 year where corruption come out, they clearly won. It changed hands. Why that happened? These are some of the questions you should be asking. And as a country, we for the aim for the build up systems so that those systems we go clean them and purify them with time. But if this year one ministry they make so, the other year and the other ministry they make so, then I don't know what they had for. So coming now to the corruption thing, I gladly for tell people and say corruption don't cause more death in Africa more than all the wars that we don't take place in the entire continent of Africa. What do I mean by this? Because we continents heavily corrupt, it don't cost the lives of millions of people. A lot of ufamulem, of precious souls, don't die untimely death because of waiting, corruption. Because of corruption, we don't see how we nations don't go backward and they continue to go backward by the day. And I don't know for the authorities and way we don't put in our offices them, how they can feel. For like all the time that they refer to them countries as least developed countries, poor countries, underdeveloped countries, or third world. I don't know why make we officials them. Then what they not can signal that there is. Because these are very derogatory terms. These are very humiliating terms. Or is it that our officials are complacent with that, and then they use that as a means for things to send us and go in for siphon money from the West and fill and corrupt accounts, their own personal account, because not in the best interest of the country? I think we for begin to look beyond that point. Say, how long then go they call Sierra Leone as the poorest country in the world? How long? That for ring a bell. And then years. Now, I'm happy that the last government, the ACC boss, now INBI don't start the investigation. But again, one question why they always ask: yes, you can be appointed by your president, but people have to remember that any office you hold in Sierra Leone, you are there to serve the people, to serve the people of that country. And lastly, maybe not the ring now people in ears. People think you just they do job, you get paid. But you don't know, say at the end of the day, every job you do here on earth, you have to give an account to God. So before you want for them the good books of you human president, be in the good books of God. And then throw the bad name, Namota Manihan, but do what is right. But it always keep pain me. That is why for me now, I don't begin a question. I'm not carried away by how many degrees people have or whosoever they don't travel. Do what is right. Let your action speak louder. When I can see a whole trained lawyer, I see a whole trained medical doctor, I see a whole trained somebody of different profession, then give you an office job and you fail for do what is right, then that means even your education is heavily questionable. Because you learn a skill for serve well, do what is right, do justice to the work where they don't give you by making the right decisions and not doing something fishy way at the end of the day.
Dear, let me wrap up. Another caller there on the line, please.
What I here is,
yes.
I hope this government go do everything possible or put systems in place, bring to justice all around them, without the law find guilty. Let them deal with them according to, and I hope they themselves they learn from this situation, because this is what we have been all along.
Okay.
Any government worker get young ballow where they left by the country before he left. Any government worker get young ballow where they left. How long we go there for this?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, give me a call back and maybe try for finish up. Let we get other caller than view. Thank you very much. All right, VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say the call from, please?
They call from the talk.
Thank you so much for joining. We go ahead with your comments, please. They allow me can short because other people are on the line.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yes, sir. We talk about this commission of inquiry. We talk about
yes, the HAJJ.
This commission of inquiry, right? People in the talk say. Hello?
Well, not to overall the commission of inquiry. This is a specific case we get for do with that HAJJ. I don't know if you remember the story where people
sir?
in Fogo Mecca.
Sir? Hello, sir?
Yes. You still there on?
Oh, okay, sir. The commission of inquiry I don't know what's happening. The phone, they talk about something else on the background. Yeah. So the commission of inquiry.
All right. Well, then try for fix the connection and call me back, please. Thank you.
Because,
sorry about that.
If the past government come up with this thing, yeah.
Well, I guess at this point, let we move on to the second topic, and then if people they want to go back to the first topic, then that's fine. Well, I'll move on to the second topic, and the second topic for tonight now, it gets a lot to do with system as well, because they talk of corruption, but this now one way back we can able to tackle corruption. And waiting at the story is for people the way they follow up in terms of the process, you find out say the government be appoint people them way for the Independent Media Commission, so IMC. So that media commission day, according to, in fact, because they get act, where that act the parliament pass them, it become law, where it talk about how the president for do in terms of the appointment is specifically for the government, the president, take the advice of the SLAJ, the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, and based on that advice, they make an appointment for the commissioner and other 10 people we get for this board, that the IMC. So, but what can happen now, given the fact, say, I just look for the actual act itself, so that way they are able for sure let self see the section where then go refer to now the report. So waiting I go show the report first. Let we read the report just as I be do now that HAJJ issue for fully understand the story as well, because the last way we want for do now this station now for make up stuff, because if we make up stuff, then clearly we know say we credibility will be questioned. So this now from the Sierra Leone Telegraph, and like I show now, and I go slowly again read them as una self go see at the screen, so that way we all go able to understand the story together. So this now from the Salone Telegraph, and the headline, it says Sierra Leone Association of Journalists rejects President Bill's choice of chairman of media watchdog. And let I read them so we all go able to understand the story. So this now 2 days ago. So Sierra Leone's Association of Journalists SLAJ has today condemned President Bill's appointment of party loyalists to head the country's Independent Media Commission, that's IMC, a decision that could seriously undermine media freedom in Sierra Leone. So I will read this part again. Sierra Leone's Association of Journalists has today condemned President Bill's appointment of party loyalists. Now the key word and them believe say this person is very loyal to President Bill in party, and for make this person head a commission we're supposed to be independent. This SLAJ people and the concern, because them feel say it go undermine the freedom of media, and we all know what in that mean. If the media no gets that freedom, plenty things then they way me and you to no go here. So they say, writing in a statement published today, that's now 2 days ago on the 12th, the Secretary General of SLAJ, Mr. Ahmed Nasrallah, raises what he said are very serious concerns, especially regarding the president's failure to consult fully with SLAJ before appointing the IMC commissioners. According to the laws of Sierra Leone, the IMC must be independent of the government and party politics. I will read this part again. According to the laws of Sierra Leone, the IMC must be independent of the government and party politics. But as with previous controversial appointments made by the former APC government of President Koroma, questions are now also being raised about the impartiality of BO's appointees and their political affiliation to the ruling party, which critics say could undermine press freedom in the country. So, meaning that waiting President Koroma do, and with a CBAC President BO, they do the same thing, according to this article. In the press release issued out by the Office of the President on Wednesday, 10th October 2018, the following have been appointed by the President to serve on the board of the IMC. So the people away they make, George Septimus Koyama was named chairman. Melinda Davis and Ansu Lansana as legal practitioners. Patrick Eunice Taylor and Erenos Thompson as telecommunication expert. Asma Angela James and Victor Salifu Suma as radio and TV expert. Mustafa MCC and Ethel Johnson as print expert, Francis Sowa as SLAJ representative, and Edward Keane as representative of the Minister of Information and Communication. So this now the news, and this now the concern where the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists they don't put forward. So, my brothers and sisters, this now the thing we talk about. If we say for fight corruption, now the media, we all know say where the media free now any country. Well, we get a call. This caller on the call. Let me get a chance. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting at your name and who say the call from, please.
Hello, no, Michael, I call from London.
Hello, caller.
Yes, you hear me?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you there on now. Please go ahead. Waiting at your name and who say the call from, please.
Okay, yes, now Michael, I call from London.
All right, Michael, thank you for your call. Go ahead with your comments, please.
If you say that for give the man chance, because, he has to offend person in the country where now lean towards one party, if not to FFPP and APC, especially now where, you get the incumbents, you get the outgoing government back, so for just get a chance, for make it just rule fairly, in judgments them, and that's not the important thing. So, whose party it is support or all that. But yes, it will fine if you able for offend person where not support one party, but not so easy thing for offend. And then back, the one of the main thing where this media was just before. Now against propaganda, where they against the government, then back the propaganda where sometimes the incumbent government self go sometimes go on for property, go on for do. So well, I say no more. Just for wrap up, for say the main purpose of this media watchdog, me feel say for the security of the country, and me feel say who that's go get the best attacked for the country. Now somebody who supports the current government. So so now two ways if we look at them. Yes.
Thank you for your comment. I will take them from there. Thank you so much. You make a great point. Thank you. God bless. And if you think of any additional comments, make we know. Thank you. Call me back. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. My family, I want to say plenty thank you to we brother, we Michael, and now one of we regulars them, and now also a great contributor now this program. And where it camp this act, I just want for make I want for show now the act, and then I go see, because now law it don't become law after we parliament don't pass them. So let us show una the act, and then I will respond to Michael in comment. So this now the act we then call Independent Media Commission Act of 2000. So in this una see na 2000, so meaning that the person we enact the president at that time go for now President Kaba in foot. So where you sort of look at because I will read one other side, section 4.1. So for now they see I'm very clearly this now something like a photocopy, but if now they see I'm clearly I go read section 4.1 say the commissioner shall consist of a chairman and 10 composition other members, all of whom shall be appointed by the president, acting on the advice of SLAJ and subject to the approval of parliament. So that's not the key now, acting on the advice of SLAJ and subject to the approval of parliament. Clearly the press release say it will go to parliament, but the problem here is, according to the media, another report where I read, SLAJ, they say the president not consult them even, and according to the constitution, or according to this act, where it don't become law, the president supposed for engage with them. I could make them in clear Creole, engage with them and advise the president. And then, so if they come out now and say then condemn this person where the president appoint or nominate as the head of the chair, and say this person not get for be unbiased, this person not get for be independent. We brother they say, well, it go act for get somebody we go able work in the interest of the president. I just paraphrase Mr. Michael, because this now for the main purpose of the chairman or the commission now for make sure say propaganda and stuff like that. The purpose of this commission not to just for serve the president. It happens say but most of the top positions them, because the president na in the overall na in the papa of the country, so na in get for force recognize them people here, appoint them. But let una see President Kaba I no go say na the best president, but I go say again plenty kudos in the sense that the ACC, President Kaba, na he established the ACC, na he first bring the ACC. This media commission, President Kaba, na he sign this act, and President Kaba. But people are not able for point, and again, this not to APC, not to SLPP arguments at the talk about now. But President Kaba, now one person that will look at how things then they operate in the advanced country, in the diaspora, and say corruption, one way for tackle corruption. Let we bring independent commission And this commission, it not forget any direct political influence. It make that. President Koroma come, and again, kudos for that. He said, well, President Kaba don't do well. But let we care and go one step further. Let we tighten up the Anti-Corruption Act, the anti-corruption laws them. Let we tighten them up so that people them will corrupt, the thing go bet them. So what did President Koroma do? They sign the parliament at the time, APC parliament under President Koroma as president, is sign them. So parliament pass them. And they sign them, it become law. And one thing where they very clearly say the ACC boss, if we get what they call tenure, secure tenure, in term where they put them for, say 5 years, if in term not done, the president by himself not get no right for pull am day. President Koroma signed that. So, now that's make, they say, this not an argument between APC, SLPP. They therefore talk some of the qualities them of them with president here. Because, yes, definitely, themselves get issues them. But President Koroma, we all go agree, say, during the first term, even sack one or two people them, say, for corruption, allegation of corruption. And we all be glad. But the question now is, what went wrong? With the talk of President Koroma in administration was corrupt. So something went wrong. So that's not the thing where we all for think about. President Koroma passed tough anti-corruption law. In when the president, he passed that law, he signed them, say, if he don't put somebody there, him by himself not go pull that person there if that person they not finish in 5-year term. So after in 5 years, he gets he gets now the option for make the person go back for another 5 years when a maximum of 10 years, or offend somebody else. It is a persona. So this they tell we say the leaders them, now that's what they say, from President Kaba, President Koroma, and even President Bill. I don't get no doubt in their nationalism, in being loyal to Salone. But we are human being them, my brothers and sisters. So as human being them, we get the tendency for be tempted. Now they always say na yeah. Let we put the system in place where if somebody want to do something safe, the system not go allow them for do them. Because this is now one big example. So this now another example way back in President Kaba in time. A sign them say for like if the government they do something wrong, let the media go get the liberty for report their wrongdoings then they. So as a result of that, the president get for seek the advice of the journalist them. And let them recommend somebody where go head the commission. So that way they represent within them think. So clearly President Bill not do that. And we brother they say, oh, because of SLPP, somebody go be the better option because of a go will do it President Bill wants and stuff. And that's not the problem. Them positions here not to President Bill they're supposed for they serve. Them positions here are the Salone people and them for they serve. And that make them call them public servants. They not say president servant. They say public servants. So this is completely wrong. So where people they take this thing and put politics, they make some of them here we not able to call them as them be. We get a call. Let me take this call. VOS Network. Hello caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Hello,
Hello, now Michael Makede call from again.
Yes, Michael, go ahead with your comment, please. Thank you.
Okay, so my comment directly related to the the interpretation of the law we just read concerning how the nomination will go.
Yes.
And so me believe say the FLPP or the current government go able for argue say the interpretation will be then go break down the word advice, then because different thing and it can carry into different category. It could be instruction, it could be for order somebody for make somebody do something, or it could just be advice can be we just give people an option for say this one fine for do, this one are the best one, and but it's up to you now for make the judgment. So within the law being say the president get for act upon the advice. So within the argue for say for act upon the advice not necessarily mean for say and get for go along with the advice that with with the indecision be get for be in line with within they wants for be. But it can be say from within the advice we then give, he gets one idea from that where he opposite to the advice, but the advice will be give it be helpful for him for canceling decision, even though not will be the same exact outcome than they want. So
all right, let's just make clear for you, Mr. Michael. The sludge folks them. I will read now another article where they say the president not even consult with them. So when you not consult with somebody, how you go give advice? So you not even consult with them.
Another way for interpreting back now after the advice is given, after sludge don't put out the advice, as long as they don't put them out. After that, so the president has to make a decision.
No, Michael, reach that level.
What are they saying now? One way for interpreting.
Well, anyway, thank you so much for that. I go pick up from the because okay. I know want to follow we argue. Thank you very much. God bless.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Well, again, I want to say plenty thank you to Michael, but again, me not a lawyer. I just attend one or two courses. Them, I do introductory law and stuff, but the basic, okay. So the basic here, the thing where people learn for some reason, if we lack we country, some of them things that we work on for twist them, for let we benefit from a wrong. Where we read that in the one thing we're very clear now is the fact that consult with them people here, then give the advice. So based on the advice whether they give, don't give you clear understanding as to whose direction you get for go. Yes, now you get for make the final decision, but let it help you with direction. So that it mean so the thing will for always they understand is plenty of their laws here, they not get for make every single thing clear, say A, B, C, D and stuff like that. And I did the lawyers thinking come and argue points them and stuff. But if we get the country in our heart, it very clear say the law they try for make this body independent. Like you're not able to influence this body in any way. So somebody where you feel say go be loyal to you and you only, forget about the Salone people name. Now person will not qualify for get this position. So the intention of the law, now in most times, we need for consider now. So interpretation and stuff like that, but if we get the country now at, we really want less Salone. And let I give another example. where APC under President Kuruma, where President Kuruma in administration be sack Sam and Sumana. They make all kind of interpretation of the law, and they say, oh well, the president stay within a mandate and stuff like that. But the Constitution make it clear, say enough for be so. So the interpretation and stuff, where you give people them now, where ECOWAS come in for give the proper interpretation of it and say along within President Koromadu, within the former alleges them do the judicial, the head of the judiciary, he really argue. And then in the end, say, well, Salone a sovereign state. You see? They use the word sovereign state. So meaning that Salone very independent. ECOWAS now for tell they're waiting for do. Alright, so now they don't lost the executive. So where it come to parliament and then SLPP come there and SLPP do their own again. I know this not to offend anybody, but in my opinion, they do manipulation. Forget the Speaker of the House. And then what in APC do? They won't go to ECOWAS. So remember, you see, now the problem this, where people then for like is suit themselves, then try for bend the Constitution. So una will be the talk says Salone a sovereign state, ECOWAS not for involved in everything, but yet where una they need now, SLPP give una a dose of una young medication. Una run go to ECOWAS. Let ECOWAS can intervene. Let ECOWAS can put off the fire. But una be don't say Salone a sovereign state. So you see, we make the last time I be talk about the use of that sovereignty. It can be misleading. People them they use her now for score political point. And APC do one. And that's make again. I know say people they write to me, they not like where I be say that. The ACC boss, where he used that word they now for mislead the Salone people them. Say, oh well, for they against FIFA and stuff like that. But guess what? If you want absolute sovereignty, you don't want like anybody interfere, stay home, not join international organizations. So, but when you join other people, then definitely the possibility is almost 100%. Say you get for reduce some of the independence day for let things work. Because you get for adhere to the other rules then. For like you play the game. So I go give you one just simple example to marriage. When you single, you can come na your house, go sleep out, and come na yours. How many almost o'clock and stuff like that. You get an absolute freedom. But when you don't married, the expectation is that kind where we they sleep out and stuff like that. You don't get for doing. Because you get for respect your spouse. If you want to let him married go before. So if you don't marry it and say, oh, me, I can sleep now, though, anytime I can go to girlfriend, I can make people and go question, who's kind of married you be? Who's kind of married you then? So now similar thing like that wire. So now that make where we possibly the party or administration who they support, where then do the wrong thing, like we call them to it. Because no once after 10 years, we go back and then say, oh, well, the one they are doing. So, you know, it's going to be end. There will be no end in sight. We get a caller on the line. VOS Network. Hello, caller. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Fatmata, sir. I call from New York.
Thank you so much, Madam Fatmata. Go ahead with your comments, please.
Yeah, what you talk, not true, but the problem here is this not what Salone people and ask for. When President Mada Bio be they run, you know, tell Salone people and say, they can't pay APC back now them coin. They talk say they run for new direction. And besides, what all the paper where they read and everything, the documents where the past president and sign, they did how you call them, clean and calculated. You know, they just see the truth and then twist them around. So when Salone get for better, Is this the new direction that Sierra Leone asked for? It's just unfortunate because it's like, what is with you, now they do. I mean, you're ready for cancer on death back. It's not this. What do they want for it? That means politicians and allied and they lie to the Sierra Leoneans, they wouldn't they want for office. They're not honest with themselves. Some of people, and they suffer. That's why they continue to twist and turn the constitution just for favor. Now you're not the president. Make a change. You send a new direction. Make a change. Go by the book. Do the right thing. Let Salone people and not say yes. Indeed, you according to what you say you're in a new direction. Good. But going back at the past and try for making things like saying that the right thing you do, it's not appropriate. You understand? And this commission of inquiry, as you say, the past governments then, and they don't implement this here. If they don't implement them, if they don't pull any names them, we go show say, okay, when the past governments pull this commission of inquiry, that's also SLPT they put say. That, that's what somebody will say, okay, that's what they will do. But even at that don't mean say when you self come, you shall do the same. The Salone people depend on you, then choose you to make it be the leader. You they work for the Salone people then. You're not the slave for them. And then choose you. You can't see that for certain. It don't make no sense. If them people have not been put no paperwork, we should say that's also SLPT then put. Why now when you come, when people talk saying that which ones, people when they talk say, oh, not a which ones, not a because you switch them. So two callers they don't call like this what is it here. All what they talk is about what in the switch the president. Now waiting. What about the Salone people then? Where are them? Nobody know there for fight for them. They make sure say they take the speaker of the house and show up people then. Now waiting. Anything what they do proper. What you want that if for happen? Is this how the parliament get for work? Now so Salone get for there for 5 years, Salone. When I give some million contribution, because this is not sweet at all. Everything in the Twitter, I make them talk say anybody will educate too much. They educated people they are in a Salone. Now they corrupt Salone. Then they turn things and we add them one for turn them. For sweet their own comfort. And then the Salone people then we don't understand and they suffer. This is a new contribution, sir.
Great point. Thank you so much for that point there. I will pick up on them. Thank you very much. God bless. So give a call back if you think of something else. Thank you. Bye-bye. I want to say plenty thank you to that caller there, and I then point here with the try for make, because where it come to we country, let we try for put the country first. What they say let we not just say because of the word say what they say, but let we say and try for implement them. So now that's make where I start this argument or this program. I say let we pull APC, let we pull SLPP, NGC, C4C, let we pull party aside. Let we go. Let we talk about the issue. We get another caller on the line. VOS Network. Hello, caller. Waiting your name and who side they call from, please.
Yes, VOS is now concern number 4.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Concern number 4. Great points that we can make, but now for make them tight, please. So if you other people in a call,
yes,
let them get a chance. Yeah, thank
I'll
you.
Go try.
Wonderful.
I'll go try, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Anyway, I feel so sad also when I read the article, especially in regards to this large issue, and I start to also ask myself so many questions. How long we as a country go there on such? Because they expect, say, if a government or if the president takes such decision, if we always consult this large. The fourth estates now they play a very big role in the development of the country. And it's very important that waiting the government for do if we ensure for get say every institution in the country for try for be heavily or highly independent. When they become independent, then they go able for work very well, where at the end of the day, you go realize faster development and a true, real, meaningful development. But if this new direction we don't begin to see, if then the only poise for put their young people will go dance to their own tune, then they're not even no sense say now weak foundation, then they lay for themselves, and it's going to tell on them. That is why in my last call, I say I hope say the government, this present government, for don't learn from the pitfalls of the previous government. Them for don't learn, because let me say this. Sometimes then can take to say, okay, but that might be APC there. We are SAPP, we different. No, as far as I know, now Sierra Leoneans them, and you are also liable to make the same mistake where your predecessor be do. So I hope say the government go look back into the decision where they want to make, especially in regards to IMC, and let them do justice to the nation. Let them do justice to themselves even. And lastly, what I want to say, Sierra Leoneans or we authorities there, they don't forget. They don't remember say some of the things will lead to this 11-year senseless civil war, will claim the lives of over 120,000 people. And some of the consequences now instead we they enjoy so today, what I call enjoy, we they face as a country, is because of such decisions. Now, for example, in the West, Europe, 1945, 1918, then we got World War I and World War II. After the World Wars, reports came out, waiting lead to the war. How can we avoid such activities or behavior as a people that will not ever fail to self again? And they yield into such. Touch them in schools, educate themselves very well. Up to now, you go see that they show programs over TV about World War I, World War II. For remind people, we, Sierra Leone, we don't forget. All of the factors that will lead to the civil war surface again and don't resurface even up to this present new regime. But people are turning a blind eye, making as if we are okay, which of course we are not okay. That is why, for me, I believe pose say the TRC report, when a comprehensive report when they do, thank God to President Kaba. My brother, let me say this. Maybe I'll go understand because you moderate a program. But President Kaba, for me, as a young man, has been one of the best presidents Sierra Leone will ever get. Oh yes, when you consider what he did in terms of the structures the way they put, he might not be perfect. No human being is perfect. But when you look at President Kaba, the legacies, then what he do for help restructure the country, I wish other Sierra Leoneans like EBK and even this present one for don't learn a lot. But now EBK's time is done. This present one for learn a lot. How can we take up President Kaba's legacy? What will we go do for rebrand we nation? And he was an ex-military somebody, so he should know that my action speaks louder than anything else. And he inherited a country where not only broken in terms of economy, but is deeply, deeply divided. And when your country is deeply divided on tribal lines, on party lines, trust me, that country's potential no go ever rise easily. People are living in Sierra Leone under deep fear. Under deep fear. They cannot even give their best. They cannot even speak out, but they think the country is normal. For them, as long as they do something, is going on well with them, that is good. They're not even concerned the next man, how free is they, how well able for do things. So for summarize, let this government take note of the report. All of the things that was stated in the TRC report will lead to our senseless civil war, and let them avoid those factors. Some of those factors and they be show up evidently well under the President Koma's regime. You had international organizations who pointed them out, Transparency International and other, I think quite recently, in April, Fragility Report, that Sierra Leone is one of the most fragile states in the world. It's there. I downloaded it and I was reading it. Fragility will almost do one step in going to like a failed state, join other countries like Iraq or Libya as a failed state. So please, let them, they fed for let systems run, give the country each and every system, departments, agencies, ministry, let them run independently, choose wisely good, competent people that can serve Sierra Leone and help back. In fact, the way the country did, trust me, we have well meaningful Sierra Leoneans here in overseas. How can they go back to give back to their country? These are some of the potentials countries like Ghana, Rwanda, Kenya, South Africa, that they tap into, then diasporas now. People they don't cancel to the West, first generation, second generation, American, British, but then get roots with them various countries and they. You see, but we as Sierra Leoneans, no, I not go left me England for go back now Salone and know say the country they in total the country is heavily unstable. Nothing all the way starting currently right now. You see, nobody wants to thrive in that kind of environment.
Great
Not
point.
even big investor go on for good day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the point, and God bless. And again, I want for me can clear say na concern number 4 in your opinion that now to the opinion of VOS. And VOS, we they try as best as we can for state the fact, and also they give the presenter they give your opinion. We they make it clear saying that the presenter your opinion, and as the CEO, you know, necessarily means say we give me opinion na VOS position. And usually if one for put out anything, we will say according to VOS so. But anything I say now, where I say na my opinion, then definitely na my opinion. But one thing where I go say another important thing where President Kaba do as well, during the NPRC regime and stuff, and you know they sort of engaged with international partners them, and then therefore say okay, we're waiting for do with for like peace reign. President Kaba is support for like all the members them of NPRC and get amnesty, no inquiry on them. And also say we all know our NPRC be ruthless. We all know what they do. We all know how much they spend the money fiti fata. But President Kaba say, you know what? Let we move on. Let we reconcile. Let we move on. So, like how we brothers say, President Kaba not be perfect, absolutely, and me not go say not the greatest president. I not go say that. But waiting at the scenario is, let we try for make sure say we strengthen the institutions them. I don't know people the way they follow U.S. news. Right now, the UN ambassador to US, the US ambassador to UN, Nikki Haley, they stepped down, and now they try for friend replacement. President Trump, he even say, well, in Gal Pekin, he will make a good UN ambassador. Imagine Trump in type. If Trump in type, now Africa, it be the rule. And not go even second guess himself. Now in Pekin, he go don't put the. And not go surprise me for like he go put in Bobo as the vice. And he not go surprise me for like he make that country where go the rule, a country of Trump family, where after he die, something like Pekin go come on and stuff. Now that kind of way Trump wired. But when they get good system in place, I don't think people in there got. Trump go come and go. And probably if the November, the primary, if Democrats win any of the House them, if Democrats say win Congress, Trump, this alala and stuff or whatever, respectfully, I don't want to use any sarcastic word, but it go drop. That way where it feels like able do plenty things them, it go drop. And even because of the system so set up in a way that it go, absolutely, perfect, but in way better, because they get checks and balance. And if una way be follow the term way now they don't confirm the Supreme Court nominee where Trump be put forward. Some Republicans them even vote against him because they're not convinced say it will be the best person for serve the Supreme Court. Because the Supreme Court now the last body that one day where they make decision. If Parliament, if the Congress, the Senate, and the President don't able to come to terms, the Supreme Court now then gets the final say. So this not just an example, but Salone, it hardly for you that. Say somebody now this party, but you know like wetin party they do, he vote against them, he even resign. You act for see that, or you read that na Salone. So now that they made the appeal, and they use this program for appeal to my brothers and sisters them and the politicians them. We they talk about put Salone first, but we need to implement them. We just they say because we want for sale. But we need for do something, strengthen the institutions them, whereby this kind of thing not they happen again. Look that HAJJ. You notice a boku lapse happen along the way. Somebody way supposed for doing job diligently and make sure say he oversee whatever they come out of the account. And not go through due process. Because the process weak. The institutions do not respect them. So somebody can do whatever he want to do because he gets the support of the president or another high person in authority. And go just do whatever they want to do. So me fumble them for let we fight corruption. I bet una the answer or the solution is very simple. But the problem here is the willingness for go by that solution day. Now the difficulty. People are not willing for do waiting it take for tackle corruption. As I don't say, transparency. And we all know, yes, now 6 months or 7 months into the reign, but we know say boku thing they happen where the public they know where President Bio they do right now. The same for the past how many years? Similar to President Kouma in regime, in administration. Boku things then they were now we didn't know about them after they don't come on power. So now that way they want for set up Salone, where person come on power or pass commission of inquiry for no waiting if they do. Then who side the consistency go there? Who side the development go there? Who side the continuity go there? Because now this number would they pass or would they go after? If SLPP cannot power, after way they don't come on power, the next party pass a commission of inquiry by them. Why will not put system in place where go minimize that corruption? So we not get for spend money, we not get for continue for divide the country, for make we go through commission of inquiry. So now then they are the advocate for. And also say, are they for APC? Are they for SLPP? But I love Salone. Anyhow, for telling her plenty thank you, and let we use the next few minutes for just go through the last topic. And that topic there in order for take long because it's self-explanatory. I just want for tell una no more say the finance minister a kind of instead they try and they do things them way a nice for we recognize them. And I want to put this on the floor and talk about the finance minister, where Mr. Jusu. Okay, well, I pull. So the next topic now say we finance minister, a go for a sign a $40 million loan for a 50 megawatt solar power plant. But the question now is how far that plant they go in terms of for supply Salone or wherever they want for put them. So I go try for bring the article up for let we slowly read them, and that way we go will understand the story. So this again now from Sierra Leone Telegraph, and you know Sierra Leone Telegraph well arguably in main case now one of the media source that way. I think now Salone they respect them. So let we kind of read, and this now Salone Telegraph, and you kind of see here the headline says Sierra Leone secures World Bank finance for a 50 megawatt solar power plant. So, and this now about 3 days ago, and you see now where Mr. Jusu Safar they sign. So from the International Finance Corporation, So, and you see the VP. So let's read the article a little bit. And so the article says Sierra Leone's Minister of Finance, Jacob Jusu Safa, today, 11th October 2018, signed a $40 million agreement with the World Bank's International Finance Corporation for the installation of a 50 megawatt solar plant in Sierra Leone. It all started at the African Development Bank annual meeting in Busan, South Korea in May this year, when Minister Safa presented the case for the urgent need to provide affordable, reliable, and sustainable electricity for the people of Sierra Leone. With only 12% of households having access to reliable supply of electricity in Sierra Leone, the minister said that without electricity, the delivery of the government's free quality education flagship program will be seriously hampered. He stressed the need for sustainable and affordable electricity to develop the health, education, and business sectors, and appealed to the bank to expedite the project preparation and implementation. The bank's vice president reiterated their commitment to expeditiously process the project and this na typo. And indicated, it's indicted, but not indicated that with smooth flow, they can deliver the 50 megawatts in 18 to 24 months. When completed, the cost of electricity tariff from the solar plant would be less than 8 US cents. That's not the tariff. In another development, earlier in Abuja, Nigeria, Jusu Safa met with senior officials of the Indian government, Indian EXIM Bank, and many CEOs of Indian companies on October 8 to 9 at the Sheraton Hotel in Abuja. So basically, after this not just a continuation of the other project them where the minister try for also the reports try for put together the fine work way the minister they do. So then go ahead then talk about additional things them where he try for accomplish where he be attend a meeting at Abuja as well. So me fumble them and I don't see that part there. And the thing now way I not clearly understand is because shown at the article how far that 50 megawatts go and Usai then go start force. So then they we not able to get all the specifics then they. But one thing we very clear now is it's difficult for equate waiting the cost and benefit analysis, but from the surface you go see say the finance minister they go and go get projects them and stuff, but another way they will go stop in terms of the analysis there, because we don't want to make too many assumptions now since we don't get details. But we decide for left this project this topic last, but we're going to follow the implementation there and say the implementation of the project will take between 18 to 24 months. So as we get more information, we will bring them to now, and by then I believe so we don't get enough information, we go show we that for that $40 million there, how much electricity we go able to get and who's part of the country and how far and all that thing, and they I hope say we go able don't get the detail. So we go end the program now, and me family them I want for say plenty thank you, and I know say beaucoup people them be they expect say okay I go one way or the other, but no, the fact of the matter is I mean country I like. I know they for APC, I know they for SLPP, I know even they for NGC, C4C, because of the four parties then that way they in power right now. So, but waiting are they for is for Salone. And that make, I'm not thrilled whether they go after individuals them. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, waiting that they go do for the country, it go just they be a revolving door. Waiting I mean by that, it go be do me, I do you. Because when you go after individuals, when you come on a power, the individuals then they get for retaliate. You know, or if they're not in a power safe, but the supporters them, the people that will be then loyal to them, their self go see them like a payback time. So how long we go deeper this? So now that make if President Bill, I appeal to you, President Bill, you now the papa of the country. You now you get for steer that country there in the right direction. You know, whether a new direction, old direction, me, the word where I go use, the right direction. Now you get for steer the country in the right direction. And the right direction is put strength in the system. Not say for ease of process, for ease of ruling, for like whatever you say go pass easily. So you go put people them way loyal to you first. No, sir. That in a wrong approach. If you put people them where you know say, one, then qualify. Two, then go serve the interest of Salone. Not to just you. Yes, I know say you want people them way, then go able listen to you, but guess what? You can put somebody in a position where you know even like, oh, I know that, me fumble them. You can put somebody in a sensitive position. But you know, like that person there. The people and they do am na ya. If they see say this person are the best person we're suited for that position there, you don't need for like am. Because if you get interest for the country, you put the country first. Forget about your personal connection with the person. As long as you know, say the person go do the best job. Like how my brother say, oh, well, SLPP, somebody now go be the best. No. That assessment there, I disagree with that completely. Let we know assess based on the party where the person they support. And at that, I be talk again about the choosing, the choice for the bank governor. And we see him, according to the article we be shown last week, it is clear in the article waiting the governor be done they say. And the governor outrightly condemn the Bank Act, say because na APC then pass them, because APC be get majority. But now this Bank Act na India for protect them. Now, he get based on that act, they get for doing work. So, then they, if na advanced country, if for disqualify them right away. But look what it happened. I don't think Parliament even questioned that aspect there. So now some of them things that we they appeal for. We don't want after 5 years or after 10 years, depending upon whether or not President Bill go win a second term. Then the person where they come after we don't go. The person can undo all waiting President Bill don't do. Then the country they go before. So we don't go back to square one. And whose time would they do that to other country then they improve? Other country that they go before. So if you want to prevent that, the way they prevent them is now. And how you they do that? Now for make sure say you put people them based on the law. We don't need for tweak the law and say because of you get power or because of the people that where you put there where them be supposed for check you. Now you people them where you don't put there. Now people that were loyal to you. So you can do anything they not check you. And we see how that be happen during President Koroma. Where President Koroma be in a power. So everybody was supposed for check them, even Parliament. It's all yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Then get a rubber stamp. Then they elect they look what they happen. Almost undo most of the things the way it don't do. And then they're very expensive and also time consuming. For let we they do all that. So President Bill, now you didn't have power. Now you not the president. And now you I get for appeal to. I don't get for go appeal to President Kuruma. And no they again a power. So he is ex. He's former. But now you get the country, now you get for steer we in the right direction. And the right direction is not put somebody because you feel say that person there, you too comfortable with them. You need for come out of that comfort zone. And put somebody where after you don't left, the person where they come, it go find it difficult for let you say that person they not qualify. But I go give example. The ACC boss, the way where it come na power. Let's say the next 5 years, this na just hypothetically, okay? The next 5 years, if APC come, the possibility is so high for let APC pull them. And for let APC pull the governor, the bank governor. So if it does happen, we not don't go behind back. So now that make where they put somebody, let we put people them where we know say if the next person come, he qualify. The next person now go get no doubt. They go just make it continue. Because government na continuation. I go give you an example. Alan Greenspan. He worked under 3 different presidents there. As the chair of Federal Reserve. Ben Bernanke, he worked under 2 presidents them, both Democrats, Republican and Democrats. He worked under Bush, where na Republican, he worked under Obama, and he finished in term. Why he able to do that? Now because of then get independence, then get office, that office tenure, security of tenure. And like how I be the President Kaba. All them theater don't put them in place for we. The laws then they. But we leaders them, always, they broke their laws then they. For suit themselves. Why we for do that? If we want for let we country better. If we want for let we country go in the right direction. That is not difficult. If you not a good leader, you are able to work with anybody we qualify. It don't matter if the person, if they in line with your party or not. It don't matter. But now as we see, we get a lot for do. And again, I always say, 2 major concepts them if we serious for tackle corruption. The first one, I shall say beaucoup of una go down against now for the area this transparency. The second one, accountability. Anything where you they do, try for tell the Salone people them. Una no need for either. They no need for the struggle. Like I see now the now one newspaper article where the chief minister they talk about saying a 23 delegation be going at the UN. Why for take this long? And how we able to verify that? Because now you say. But guess what? Nothing wrong if you post in a state house, you post before now they left, well, we they go with 23 delegates them or something. And even post their names them. People ain't go respect you, Salone people ain't go respect you, the international body go respect you. But we don't need forget all kind room or all kind number. After 2 weeks or whatever time, then chief minister, we not see no press release, nowhere. Say this. So it gets for maybe take 10 years for let we know say yes now true the chief minister be say or no not a true. Because if you post the people a name, guess what? We not get to argue. Because some people and they will go see some face them. If them face them, they not then at the list, we know say no, that list they not correct. So you see how both transparency and accountability don't come in place. And that way they una go to check on ourselves. And then they go minimize the rate at which people are going to be corrupt. Because then they go give una a little bit of check. and say, oh no, we get for make people they know exactly. And look like them contract them. We're not know the details. And at the end of the day, guess what? Now the average Salone people then get for pay for them. So me fumble them. You know, we where they try for say, oh, this na me patina, we don't turn na this na that. Now wrong approach. For say now we turn this. We all not Sierra Leoneans. If na SLPP the rule, that no mean say somebody will support APC, C4C, NGC, then not forget a good life. That they not to the reason. So if we they think say where SLPP then a power, somebody will support APC for get good life, somebody will support NGC for get good life, somebody will support C4C for get good life. We not for talk and say now we on turn. But because of we get that backward mentality, that narrow mind of selfishness, make we always they say now we own turn. No. Whether it be SLPP leader, APC leader, NGC leader, C4C leader, we all for talk say Salone don't improve. We life don't better. We begin their life, the future of Salone is sort of promising. We all for sing the same song, dance to the same tune. And America, they talk, them now they will follow. They're not perfect, absolutely. But guess what? When leader come there, the systems that they in place that rather than if you observe closely, the damage and it is so significant that you say within one president America don't go down. No. With all boku you ask Republicans, then boku go tell you say don't elect Trump. But America still be the first the wealthiest nation in terms of their GDP. So Trump not change that. So now just slight difference in ideology. How for move the country go before. But not to the major aspects them. Where you go say the aspect here, then go make America go down. Why Salone not go learn from then good example here? And I be somebody I sure say the person, I don't know if they're phone or something. I be somebody be they kind of analyze. It talk about plenty European leaders them. It talk about the Prime Minister of Britain. He say no born Pekin. It call France the president. He say you know get Pekin. It call other European countries them where the leaders do not born Pekin. He say but yet they care about the future of their country. And the person make comparison, say, but Africa, most of the leaders then born Pekin, but yet do not care about the future of the country. They care about today for ruining the continent. While I read that in there, I feel bad. Because it's absolutely true. So, but we get for start somewhere. So, Fambulem, I want for say plenty thank you for now listen to we. But again, we all get for stand up. We all get for play we own little part. Because remember, the people and we rely on we within the diaspora. We self get way for influence the decision making process. I use the word influence because you don't get for force nobody. But if we tell them the right thing, where they self go they see with their own eye, then go definitely believe we. Then go probably take what they tell them. But if we they say something because we not like the other person, then they're not stupid. And that's make they say, President Bill, if you not tackle the bread and butter issues of the people, them, it not go surprise me for you only be a one-term president. Because the economy not stupid. Where people and they suffer, they're not stupid. They know whether they suffer. They know if things then better for them. And a similar mistake President Koroma with the APC government party then do. And President Koroma again now me president because it on in history books in a president of Salone. So President Koroma a mistake. It says social media not a constituency. But now the big difference is President Bill for be careful of. That way where politics be they play first them. It don't differ no. Now look like this platform, but could people in their way tune in? They can agree with me, they can disagree with me, absolutely. But we they discuss the issues. And people in they call in. So then they don't give some voice to the average person. And that make this media, we say voice of Salone. So come election, the media platform here, WhatsApp and all the other network them, then get so much influence for make people make wise decision. So una not overlook the strength or the power of social media. If people and they complain, una take them complaint very seriously. And people and they say, let you rule the country to the right direction. Not to one set of people let me for say, oh, that you care about. No, then they're completely wrong. We want a unified Sierra Leone, a united Sierra Leone. We emblem. Let we think about that. Unity, freedom, justice. Anyway, me fumble them. I want to say plenty thank you. We una tune in with me tonight, and me Abdul Karim Kagbo, the founder and CEO of the VOS network. And I want to say plenty thank you to una. Let God bless una with una families as always, and let God bless the VOS family. Let God bless President Bill as the papa of Salone, and in cabinet ministers them, and the parliament, members of parliament. Let God bless them, let God touch their heart, let them think Salone force. And the judiciary, let them self try for do something. Let we checks and balance them in place, so everybody go be accountable to each other as is stated in the Constitution. And above all, me fumble them. Let God bless the one and only Mama Salone where we get. Until tomorrow, we the same time, same station, and yes, now it's me. I don't know if I will say unfortunately or fortunately. Yes, now it's me. Now me go come on, and sometime I will get somebody else. In addition, we go join me for let we talk about Salone issues. So tomorrow, the name of the program will be Salone Issues, and we will talk about different things them. And again, wait till we try for do now this program now for make sure say we not just talk, but let we usher solutions and for the observe and not just condemn that HAJJ, which is completely wrong. But again, I emphasize on the system. So we need for put the system in place. We're going to make it difficult for let somebody able for do things like that. So we don't need after 5-10 years, we do another commission of inquiry. You know, President Koroma do that, even though he not go no side. President Bill don't come back, he don't count commission of inquiry, we don't know side they go. And who knows, if again President Bill not do the right thing, the government will go come after President Bill or after SLPP, guess what? Tendency very high, say they go past commission of inquiry. So how we go always think about commission of inquiry, so that go tell we say something wrong. The system is broken. So let's fix the system. We not go need for going to commission of inquiry. We not hear about commission of inquiry in America, and Bush do all kind of things. But waiting you so Trump now where did they investigate? We all know waiting now the essence of the investigation. It clear. So now see. So it not be above the law, even though at times in the President Trump can think so, but then put system in place where right now, a kind of if you ask me personally, I think say a worry about the Mueller investigation, and we don't see that. And I don't want to go into too much history, but we don't see that where one president Biden na US. Where that forced him for resign because of the Watergate scandal. So all Lentin and they, if we self able implement the right things them, my brothers and sisters, Salone definitely go in the right direction. Otherwise, it will be a revolving door. We go back to start. Salone go before. And we all know say we want for let Salone go before. It no matter how that they if the right system not in place, we not go no before. So again, I want to say plenty thank you to una all, and above all, let God bless Mama Salone. Until tomorrow, me and Abdul Karim Kagwe again.